Have you ever loaded a compressor, twisted some random knobs and just hoped for the best? Because same, I've been there, we've all been there in our music production journey. Music compression can feel like a nightmare. I don't know, some call it dark magic. Because it's something that we don't really understand if we do not have the basics of acoustic physics, right? I'm Pia from Music Production for Women, and today I'll try to demystify music compression and try to explain to you in a very easy way, so in the end you will be able to use it in your music production. Let's start with the big question: what is compression in music? The simplest way to think about it is compression is a smart way of controlling the volume. Imagine you have a tiny assistant living inside your DAW, your software. The only job of the tiny assistant is to watch the fader. When your audio gets too loud, it will quickly pull the fader down. And when your audio gets too quiet, it will just gently push it back. I would love to have an illustration here with me to play with, like in real life. That's literally what a compressor does for you. It does it automatically. In technical terms, a compressor reduces the dynamic range of a sound, which is the difference between the loudest and the quietest part of a sound. Instead of a performance that's all over the place, super quiet here and super loud in other part of the track, that can be vocals or that can be a guitar, whatever. A compressor is just that assistant that is like, I'm gonna help you out, don't worry, because the track could just disappear in the mix. A compressor helps your tracks sound clearer, sound more punchy and energetic, especially for drums and bass. Also, it helps the sound, like your vocals, being more glued in the mix. Let me show something where you can actually listen to the compressor at work. Here I'm on Logic Pro X, and these are just demo projects. As you can see here in the inspector, we already have a compressor loaded in, so we can actually try out when the compressor is on and when it is off. This is the track without a compressor.
Barely started my day, didn't even step up to the plate, and you're already playing mind games. I might run downstairs, middle of the night.
Let's load in the full chain that they had here and see the difference. Close your eyes, don't watch this.
Barely started my day, didn't even step up to the plate, and you're already playing mind games. I might run downstairs, middle of the night. Thought I left the oven on cause you're such a gaslight. Always looking down cause you think you're a winner.
I think it's time to explore the main parameters of a compressor. And let me tell you, it's gonna be tricky, it's gonna be weird, but we're going to make it. So don't worry, I'm here with you. I'm gonna try and do my best to explain it to you in the easiest way possible. And for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna share with you one of my tracks called 16. So I already know how I want it to sound. So I'm gonna just load a compressor in. Main parameters of a compressor, they're more or less the same in any DAW. The first thing that we have is the threshold, and it is where the compressor starts paying attention. So if we look at the graph and we just press play on our track,
I guess I had.
You see this white thing here? This is the threshold working. So
I guess I had
and
to go.
basically anything above this level gets turned down and anything below is left alone. If you lower the threshold, you're basically telling the compressor, A, react to more of this signal, which means more compression. The ratio controls how strongly the compressor reacts once the signal crosses the threshold, the white lines that we had before. Low ratios are gentle, transparent, controlled, used for mastering chains. A 4:1 ratio for vocals, drums. This is basically the starting point. High ratios like an 8:1 and above, we just start going into limiting territory, which is something different and that I'm not gonna explain in this video. Then we have the attack and the release. Basically, the attack is how fast the compressor reacts. A fast attack means that the compressor grabs the sound very quickly. It is great if you want to smooth out sharp peaks on your audio track, maybe on your vocals or on your drums. And a slower attack, which means this, because this is milliseconds, so this is slow, very slow. A slower attack lets the very first hit of the sound come through, and it's perfect if you want your drums to stay punchy. And then we have the release. Basically, release is always set on auto in this kind of compressor, but it's just the opposite of the attack. Release is how quickly the compressor lets go afterwards. A short release, the compressor recovers quickly. This creates more movement and bounce and more dynamics. A longer release gives smoother control, but if it's too long, everything can start to feel a bit squashed and heavy. Last parameter that we have is the makeup gain. Helps the volume be more controlled and basically lets you turn the all signal back up to a good level with the dynamic controls. How do we use a compressor? Let's just try out with my vocal here. I will turn auto gain off. Let's just listen and look at the graph. We just want this vocal to really shine in the mix. We press play and we move this knob here, and when the needle starts to move, we will know that it's actually working. For the purpose of this example, I already know that I'm going to use a 4:1 ratio, medium attack and a medium release as well. I'm just gonna play with the threshold here, so let's just try it out.
I guess I had
You see the needle is now moving
to
here,
go to get here.
and now it's moving. Let's see how much it is compressing.
That man has told me how to be wick.
We need to find a sweet spot, and also we need to remember that what works here is your ears. You always have to listen to the track in and out of the mix. This is the main rule basically. One simple practical tip is to keep A-B your decisions. Turn the compressor on and off, and then solo and unsolo. I don't know if this is a word. If the compressed version feels clearer, more confident, and less jumpy, you're probably on the right track. If it feels pinned down, lifeless, or like everything is just here in the front, this is a sign that you need to ease off the ratio, raise the threshold, or even just bypass the plugin and start all over again. If you want to dive in more in this topic, here at MPW, we made an episode in our podcast. It's episode 5. I'll leave the link below in the description. But just remember, practice is your best friend. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'm Pia from Music Production for Women, and happy mixing.